Hello, my name is Charlie and welcome back for another episode of Victory as Papal State. In previous episode we're mostly just building up a bit of industries and buildings, got our innovation a bit up, although we need to get that a lot higher than that. We also got a little bit more land in Africa, it's a bit of extra land there, but it's starting to make the population be in a bit better situation. It's still not great, mind you, but it's at least an improvement. And of course we are currently building a sugar plantation there. We got the wheat farms, and of course we started working on the unification of Italy, although it's not really progressing. Oh, I suppose this is mostly just the radicals. If it goes to 25% radicals, then we'll turn into Democratic Republic, which, you know, if we're going to try to say as theocracy, we might not do that. Because right now we can't try to form the Italy quite yet. The unification play, it's... Oh, there's another civil war in Austria. Oh, that doesn't surprise me. We also don't really have the military to do any proper warfare yet. Plus, we got very high taxes. So, yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle right now. We do have 2.6 million in investment pool, at least. So, potentially, I could just stop our government construction after a while. But there's so many things that we need. And there's probably not a lot of laws that we can realistically speaking change yet. Not for the better, anyway. Although, well, we don't want to switch that one. We don't want to go the Hereditary Republic, or Bureaucracy, not... I don't know where the Republic came in there. But anyway, we won't be doing that. At least the plantation is done. We got a bit of Bureaucracy shortage, which is actually basically the deficit that we currently have right now. So then we would be making at least some money. But we do need to get the economy in such a shape that we don't need to have such high taxes, which is a bit easier said than done. There's the plantation down in the south now, and that's going to be the logging camp now in Niger, and that's going to be something that hopefully helps the local population a bit further. The plantation is probably hiring a decent bit more now. I don't know if they're paying a good wage or anything like that. Like, if we have a look at the laborers are still starving in there. The yearly wage is pretty bad. At least the farmers are getting paid well, and clergymen and aristocrats are getting paid well. So the average in the state will be somewhat okay, I suppose. We've still got definitely a lack of tools, but I suppose once we get the textile mill in Romania, well, first the logging camp, then the textile mill, and then the tooling workshop, that will fix the bureaucracy shortage, or shortfall, then we'll get explosive factory, and there's the logistics completed. I'm hoping that the next research in military is going to be the general staff. Right, no, it's going to be triage. I suppose we do want to have that as well. Actually, let's have a look at the mobilization. We haven't really paid much attention there, so we don't really have... Well, actually, we do have a bit of sugar. We could put in the input in there. It's going to cost us a little bit. And then the liquor input... Well, we don't really have enough liquor anyway. And the extra supplies. That 10% offense and defense would be quite handy, but we don't really want to put that active quite yet. We don't really have the economy for that. But the sugar does just mean that at least the demand for sugar is a bit higher. It's not a huge amount higher. The groceries, well, we still got okay amounts in there. We do have a bit of need for more fish, but definitely need more coal. And clothing, of course, and tools. Well, the clothing and tools are at least going to be partially fixed soon. I don't suppose we still have any production of arts. No, not really. Fine arts. We produce 0.07. Yeah, so we don't really have the economy for that. Or the... Well, yeah, I suppose the size of our economy just isn't enough to produce the stuff there. Now, I do wonder, if we have a look at the customs unit, is there anyone that would be willing to join up with us? Not really. Lookout probably wouldn't join us either. Value the existing... Actually, which group are they part of? Austria, okay. Yeah, now that makes sense. Although Austrian market might be a bit volatile right now with all these civil wars and all that. So I don't know how much they'll actually be able to gain. Although the Austrian government is slowly winning the war against the revolt. No, there we go. Literally is already 36%. Still could be going quite a bit higher. I'm guessing that the population down here in Africa probably doesn't have quite the same literary rate. It's got 9.6, so it is improving. How's the... Is there any conversions happening in here? Not yet. No, it's all just animists. Alright then. A lot of peasants. Some labourers and farmers. But that's mostly it. Standard of living is actually dropping a little bit, but at least there's still decent bit of population there, and is now growing. Not huge amounts, mind you, but it is growing. Oh, the Krakatoa eruption closed. There we go. That isn't a problem any further. Oh, right, the private sector is getting another food industry. Oh, it's in Umbria this time around. I mean, I suppose if they needed the metal for the canneries, that does help. And I suppose they do produce a decent bit of fish in there. Yeah, they produce 100 fish there, actually. And over here, we could potentially get another fishing wharf, I suppose. Right, now we've still got so much stuff queued, well, a little bit of stuff at least queued up in the production queue that we don't initially want to, or construction queue, that we don't initially want to add in more to there quite yet. I do wonder if we're going to see at least North German Federation in here, maybe even Germany at some point in this playthrough. I mean, the fact that the Austrians already lost Tyrol doesn't bode well for them. Although, what actually does it have? Oh yeah, there's gold mines there. What about iron mines, some logging camps, livestock and wheat? We got a steel mill there. I suppose that helps. That reminds me, we might want... Well, actually, no. Don't want to start any more trade routes quite yet. Now, one of the things that we could do is we could get our own man of war's production, but it wouldn't really be profitable right now, so it's probably just easier to import the man of wars right now. We are importing still some liquor, which I suppose is still making a profit. We're importing a lot of coal. Some artillery, although the artillery is actually something that we are going to be fixing. Yeah, we got the artillery foundry underway. It's going to require more iron and hardwood, though. And for the iron, we are going to need more coal and tools. We might put in another iron mine underway. Oh, French-Prussian rivalry ended. Alright then. We don't, well, we have our own rival as Lucca. Not Lucca, Modena. That does give us a bit more points. Let's go ahead and just improve our relations in the meanwhile. Maybe a little bit with Austria. No, that's the liberal role. Never mind. Netherlands we could improve relations with. And maybe we should improve relations with Greece. We will need to increase our military probably soon enough. Maybe after these we'll go ahead and build a bit more military. And then we might do the war against Modena or someone else in the vicinity. Or if nothing else, we could go ahead and do a bit of fighting against Benin at that point. In 2 more years we'll have another province there, and that will probably connect us there. And then if we were to do a war against them, we've got a good relation. Well, they're cooperative towards us. Portugal's improved relations with them. They got 21 battalions, plus potential another 21 battalions. They only have irregular infantry, which isn't exactly the finest of troops. But if they have enough of them, then there could still be a problem. And we don't really have much of an army ourselves. We will eventually maybe start recruiting some troops down there. Just to get ourselves the army that we can then, you know, do a bit of fighting in sub-Saharan Africa. Do a bit of colonization in force. We haven't started any diplomatic place yet. So that is... a lot of these are kind of stalled for the time being. 5 to 8 weeks for the mechanized workshop. Okay, so that's going to be... After that, crystal glass, fractional distillation. Nitroglycerin would be quite handy actually as well. A water tube boiler, or the railways. Or the baking powder. Well, actually, we need to get this distillation first. Oh. Oh. Hold on a bit. So, France side of Austria in diplomatic play against Republic of San Marco. Oh, right, okay. So, oh, it's Austria and France versus San Marco. Oh, okay. Italian War of Independence. Revolutionary Milan have declared the formation of Republic of San Marco, independent from the rule of Austria. They call it for aid from all Italian states in their struggle. I could join in. I don't really have the military to fight against Austria and France. I'll get some more loyalists. Or we'll get more radicals. I'm going to wait for a few moments to see what happens with this diplomatic play. If no one else is joining in there. Kind of seems to be the case. I mean, to be fair, the Austrians have currently a war already ongoing. But the French joining in would be 200 battalions, and that is a bit too much, I reckon. Plus, it would potentially just wreck our military quite a bit. I'm going to take more radicals right now. That might cause a... Oh, yeah, that's a whole lot of radicals right now. Basically, switch radical or loyalist to radicals overnight. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, we kind of do need the independence movements in here and all that, but I can't really help with my army in there. I don't have the economy to support a larger army either. Although we're working on that one, at least. We are getting the textile mill upgrade there. Oh, there's the mechanized workshop. So that's textile mills. Get the sewing machines, mechanized looms, mechanized workshop for further manufactories, and Right, it leads to some other things. So actually, let's have a look at the furniture manufacturer first. So mechanized workshop, it's going to require a few more tools and more wood, but that will increase the furniture production quite a bit. That's actually quite handy, and then we're going to maybe even increase the, well, maybe not the precision tools yet. In the textile mills, we could probably go ahead and get the sewing machines in here, so that requires a bit more dyes, and a bit of tools, more fabric, but that will increase the clothes production quite a bit. We'll probably do it in here as well. It might not be profitable immediately, but I suspect that that is going to just reduce the, reduce the prices quite a bit, and thus start improving the standard of living a fraction in there. It probably won't be that much. Okay, so yeah, San Marco is not looking strong in this one. We can't join in there anymore. I guess we'll just declare neutrality. I mean, yeah, I would have wanted to join in there, but I knew that that would probably be a kind of suicide, really. Unless the Austrians are busy with their revolution there for long enough, then it might be possible. They got, what, 20 battalions? Their economy is a bit rough right now. And they got some skirmish infantry in there, at least. All right, so we've got another textile mill in here. It might not be hugely profitable right now. Could actually go with the mechanized looms, reducing the worker need, although it's going to increase the tool price a lot. Which, to be fair, that is the next thing that we're fixing. We'll basically double the tool production. Which, to be fair, why is the tool consumption right now? Oh, right. Even just getting the extra, well, technically speaking, it's going to be a bit more than 72. It's like maybe 74 or something. But still, that is actually going to fix the tooling issue for a little while. We've still got a whole lot of hardwood. We do also have a little bit meat extra, although not huge amounts. And then fine art, well, still not really consuming a lot of it. We just don't have the population or the wealth on the population to really consume those. So after the tooling workshop, we'll get the government administration, and that will start hopefully fixing the bureaucracy shortfall, and thus giving us a bit more money through there. We do pay... Oh, right, the additional expenditures are also expiring, aren't they? What do we have as additionals? That's going to be... Oh, 30 months, never mind. Oh, Italian nationalists overthrow Piedmontian government. Inspired by the calls for the reunification of Italy, national rebels have seized Turin and declared a republic over its former sovereign territories. Offer our sympathies to the new regime, or we have no common cause with these terror... No. We offer sympathies. And that might... I don't know if it's going to allow us to actually help, or if it's going to help us form Italy or not. Probably not. I'll be honest. So no candidates right now. I have a feeling... Oh, and you want to ally... Are you sure? I'll ally you. How much of an army do you have? 36, okay. So together with you, I could maybe conquer Medina. If they would join in. Actually, before we check that, let's have a look at what is their military composition. They've got mobile artillery, a lot of light infantry, dragoons, and lancers. So even together, I mean, suppose Modena would have to split their troops. Which means that they would only have, like... Well, not all that much, actually. 12 battalions. I got 10, so that would mean maybe 6 towards me, so I think I would overwhelm them. And of course, Seti and Piedmont would possibly help me. But again, there's a chance that if we declare war there, that might trigger in some others to join, especially if Piedmont joins in. We're getting tooling workshop now. And then after that, government administration. I suppose once we get our own artillery and all that, we can maybe go ahead and just increase the army size a little bit further. Mainly the home army here. So let's go ahead and get the light infantry to be 10 total. And then we'll go ahead and get another artillery, actually. So that'll be 5 more battalions total. That gets to 15. We don't have a huge amount of artillery or anything like that in there yet, but we'll slowly increase that further and further. Like, ideally, we'd probably have at least, like, 10 infantry, 5 artillery, and 5 cavalry, and after that, maybe increase the... mostly the infantry and artillery, quite frankly. Yeah, Medina, we could start a war against you. You don't have a lot of population. If we conquer state, we do actually have more troops than they do. Just about, but their troops are better quality. At least for now. Oh, there we go. The radical numbers have gone down quite a bit, and we did get some of the loyalists back. How far are we from becoming a great power? Okay, we need to have 150 prestige to become a major power. Right, a great power is going to be probably beyond us. Unless once we form Italy, then there's a chance, I suppose. Until then, it's going to be a bit risky, at least. The logging camp is trying to hire people, but not really getting the... I suppose if we were to just go for simple forestry, that might be at least offering some more jobs. Or at least not need as much tools, and thus allowing them to produce more. Or, you know, have more people working there, that's all. Right, so the tooling workshop is about to be completed. In fact, that is now completed. And that's going to require a bit more iron, as well as wood. But that amount of tools that we'll get from there is going to be very handy. And that will actually fix a lot of the input issues that we have elsewhere. We actually do need a bit more grain as well. And postal savings is obviously be done. Did we? Oh, right, we didn't actually queue up anything from the production. Let's put the crystal class there. Now, postal savings is almost done. That's gonna... Well, max cash reserves are gonna go up. That's nice. We've got 3 million in GDP. That's pretty good. I mean, well, it's not really all that great. We're still, like, what, 41 worldwide? We've got quite a bit of growing to do. Oh, there's the postal savings now. Let's have a look. What is gonna spread next? Egalitarianism. Alright then. Oh, the private sector is almost done with building the food industry in Umbria. Very good. Now, the government administration in Romania will be done in 20 weeks. That is good. We got a bit of short of fabric already. And iron, of course. That doesn't surprise me. Admittedly, we could maybe get another cotton plantation up here. I think, especially with the textile mills that we have in here, that would be actually very handy. How are we doing on... or what do we have a lot right now? We've got some small arms, but we'll be expanding our military sooner. Got some extra silk. But I think we are actually... We are going to need more than that. With all the textiles, if they were working full speed, but right now, so that'd be 30, and this one's got... That'd be 45, technically speaking. But in practice, we're not actually using that much. So even though we got the max taxes and all that, we're still losing money. Not looking great. I mean, I suppose part of that is just... is there any better consumption taxes? Not really. Our economy is very small, and of course having the bureaucracy shortage doesn't help either. Because we've also been focusing a decent bit on the military compared to... Oh, there we go, urban center fully employed. We could put in the market squares there, actually. Less laborers, more clerks. Not necessarily fully profitable, but it'll help. Any... Okay, so... Oh, yeah, 100 days and we should be touching Benin. So if we were to do a war against Benin, I don't know if our army would be able to beat them. They will probably have quite a large army. So it might be difficult, but is this part of the same state, actually? No, that's their own state. Whereas over here, so the Delta is split between Igbo, Netherlands, and us. And the Dutch have almost taken their side of that already. There's a bit of a no man's land between the two of us. It's not really no man's land, to be fair, but neither one of us owns it. Right, the sugar plantation is slowly hiring, although the sugar price isn't very high. That could be causing some issues, but I'm sure that once we get the... Oh, right, we've got the food industry in here now, so that's going to start increasing the sugar consumption a little bit further. And it's also going to provide more liquor and groceries, both of which are in relatively high demand. Well, not a huge demand, mind you, but there is use for it, for both of them, and I'm sure that they will be... Yeah, that will be sorted. Is the liquor price... Okay, we could probably stop this trade, actually. That's going to save us a bit of money. Right, Austria... Oh! Wait, San Marino, you actually managed to get your independence? Oh, wow. Okay. How much of an army do you have? 25 battalions. Okay, that's a bit more than I can chew right now. If I do war against Monida, and then maybe I can get Piedmont to join me, and maybe we'd give them Lombardy, or maybe I take both of these myself. But if I could take it over San Marco, and then maybe take over Parma and Lucca later, so we get that entire state. We got a bit of a chance of increasing the unification. Now, admittedly, there's still no way for me to unify properly. Let's actually have a look at the ledger real quick. So, prestige. Let's see. So, we are over here. San Marco's got more prestige. Sardinia Piedmont has more prestige. Two Sicilies has more prestige. Okay, so we're not leading Producer in anything, are we? Not really. No, I mean, we can probably, especially if we start to... Oh, actually. Would there be a lot of luxury clothing available? There's some. So if we were to export that into, well, Piedmont market, for example. They might like that. And, oh, possible actions, right. Pro-unification sentiment. And Italian nationalism. So there's still South Tyrol and Istria. There we go. So those are at least getting sorted. Oh, trade agreement started. Yes, please. That saves us a bit of bureaucracy. Don't actually get quite as much tariffs, but we weren't really getting too much tariffs anyway. So triage is underway. That's going to be taking about 3 months. Oh, and oh right, we've got a bit of tense relations in here. We did get another. Oh wow, it's 367,000 population here. There's quite a lot of people living in here. Not really surprising, mind you, but it's, yeah, going to be a lot of population that we're going to use for doing a lot of the farming work there. Especially getting the dyes and sugar and maybe some cotton from there and that sort of stuff. And we may have a few industries in there as well, but I think we'll mostly have the industries in Italy. In areas that won't be running, you know, or won't be easily cut off from everything else. So does Medina have any sort of ports? They do. Looks like the loyalist numbers are actually going up a little bit. We've got the standard of living at 9.0 right now, which is still kind of bad. Oh, right, we're getting the explosive factory now. Now, to be fair, we can't use the explosive in the mines yet, but that's something we will be using once we can. Not necessarily too much in nitroglycerin, although if we got the explosive, good. Because one of the things that... Oh, right, did we... No, we could get the munitions plant, right? Yeah, we did unlock that. We need lead for that, though. Oh. Armor a defensive back. Sure. We can get defensive back. Well, I believe we had at least one with lookout, didn't we? Oh, we still do. So they might actually support us for the unification already. If we got support from Piedmont and these two, and if we conquer Modena, maybe conquer San Marco. There we go, triage unlocked. So that's actually... Oh, hold on. I mean, how much do we need liquor? We're going minus 17 right now. So we have a bit of shortage. I was thinking that the fabric and liquor input, especially for the first aid over here, will be quite handy. But it will be also a little bit expensive. I suppose that will give incentives for the private sector to upgrade. Oh, coffee plantation. That's actually not a bad idea. We could roll also... Oh, fieldworks is spreading. That's not bad either. Let's go ahead and queue that. We still are not getting the general staff. I mean, I could research that myself. Actually, another... Oh, new pope. Alright, what do you have? You're a pacifist. Okay. So national militia, no colonial affairs. Well, I won't be really changing those. Ooh. Trade routes from Spain. Sure. So how's the trade routes? I'm still importing some man of war from two Sicilies. It's costing us a little bit. There's not a huge cost in the end. We're importing quite a bit of sugar from the Dutch, aren't we? But actually, how is the sugar... We'll probably cancel that, actually. Because we can then make the sugar production in here be a bit more profitable. And thus, maybe expand this further. Oh yeah, there we go. Price went up a little bit. Yeah, the market price actually went up a lot. So how much of a shortage do we have there? Not a huge shortage, mind you. It's something that we can fix with just one extra plantation, for example. Oh, Marina's reducing the army size. Oh. There's still got skirmish infantry and mobile artillery. You know what? Let's give it a try. Congress State. It's not a huge amount of infamy. Let's go ahead and... Oh, right. We need to wait for the diplomatic play to start. There we go. Move in here. First we'll be on the defensive. There we go. Start diplomatic play for... mobilizing... Oh. We did that already. Oh, no, you want to mobilize the other one. Is that so? No. We did mobilize this one. Oh, it wasn't fully mobilized yet. So that might be it. No? Okay, so... Oh, there we are. Good. So that's another of those missions done. Slowly but surely getting these learn the game missions done. Right, so they've got 6 battalions there. I think what we're going to do is we'll stay on the defensive for a little while. Although that being said, the organization is pretty low. They do have 6,000 manpower. We've got 10,000. We are going to be increasing the army size a little bit further, although we probably should have waited a little bit longer. I'm just going to go ahead and get the war done first, then we'll get the battalion so they'll go to the correct army instead of making a second army by chance. Army declares neutrality. Is anyone else joining in? I could potentially get Sardinia Piedmont to join in. They feel cocky right now, but I don't think they'll actually be all that successful. If we beat them in 1 or 2 defensive combats first, then start pushing in, we've got a fairly good chance of winning. Plus, I suppose we can use our fleet to... Okay, yeah, all of that goes in here. So I can send my fleet to deploy there. And we'll start raiding convoys. Oh, 2 Sicily starts with Modena. Okay. Aha. And now suddenly I can't get anyone to help. So what is the war goal? It's just war reparations. Whereas I would want to conquer... I don't think I can really succeed and get anyone in now. You don't want to join in because... reasons? Relative preference for peoples that... Ah, right, okay. So they would rather join on the enemy side now with 2 Sicilies there. Swedish trade current. Oh, okay. I don't think I can fight the 2 Sicilies troops. If they hadn't joined in, then I might have a chance. But right now, it's not looking good. And I don't think... yeah, if I can't invite anyone in, then it doesn't really matter. Unless... Could I perhaps try to sway them away from there? No. They don't want my states. I mean, I wouldn't really want to give my states either. France, I can't really do that. Or do anything. So there's absolutely no one I can try to weigh in here. Even though we got fairly good relations with everyone. I dare say, oh yeah. Huh. We've got basically as good relations as we can with basically everyone. But they still prefer to join against me. Because diplomacy doesn't really make or have that much of a weight in there, I suppose. Right, well, I suppose we'll just back down. It's going to cost us a little bit of money. But it's not... well, okay, it's going to be a little bit bad, actually. We might have to take quite a bit of loans here. You know what we'll do is we'll go ahead and reduce the government wages a little bit. We'll lose a bit of prestige and military wages a little bit. So that way we can at least make sure to not lose a whole lot of money while we're doing all of this. We are going to be increasing the army size, at least for the next attempt. Now, if we had Piedmont, like, we had a chance to call them in. But I decided not to. I suppose one of the options that we do have is go for a war against Benin, but would they have enemies? Maybe. Or would we have someone join in there? There's quite a few nations. I really hope that there wouldn't be any European nations, at least, that would suddenly just decide, you know what, I'm just going to go and help the African nation. So we have no obligations yet. Could we do any sort of... oh, we could join the customs union if we offer them an obligation. That doesn't really sound all that good. I mean, luckily we have quite a few nations that would probably... Oh, hold on a minute. Austria? Are you fighting a war? No. There was just some leftover... Oh yeah, there's some leftover arrows over there on the map. Oh, we got the explosive factory now. We're getting the artillery foundry next. Now, admittedly, the explosive factory isn't really all that much of a profit yet. Or production, for that matter, either. So what are we getting... Right, crystal class. After that, we'll get the egalitarianism, then the field works. Ooh, Parma has improved relations. Well, ain't that lovely. So we've got pretty much the top... Oh, as good relations as we can with 2 Sicilies. At least cordial. We can't improve the relations any further. Oh, that's because we don't have the diplo points, because we've got so many different pacts going on. Well, that would do it. Oh, we've got another fishing wharf. Excellent. That's going to provide a bit more fish. Reducing some of the cost. And there we go. We're actually making some money now. Could we actually reduce the taxes? Not really. We could maybe increase the... Well, actually, no. Let's go ahead and pay off some of the loans first. We've got 220,000 right now, which isn't all that much. But if we could pay some of that away, that'd be very, very handy. We're still improving relations with Netherlands. Speaking of which, how is the colony doing in here? They're taking all of that, so they'll probably take more of this. We'll probably get 1 or 2 more. I mean, how much do they get? I mean, it's roughly the same amount. They get 0.9, or 0.69, and we get 0.73. So actually, we colonize slightly faster now. So it's probably going to be roughly 50-50 of this then. At least we'll have that colony done. And it's going to provide us a little bit of resources. Oh, and suddenly, Modena doesn't exist anymore. Alright then. Well, that was for nothing. Wait, so if we have a look at the... Italy, is Saudi and Piedmont? No, they're not one of them. Okay, crystal glass unlocked. Let's have a look at what's the next thing in production that is going to start spreading. Well, there's a few options. Oh, water tube boiler. Sure, we'll take that one. Railway would be quite handy as well, but since we don't have coal... Oh, Prussia is improved relations. That's actually quite handy. Untrained hands. Keep children off the factory floor, or these new industries need all the employers they can get. I think we'll try to keep the children out of the factory floors. Right, so the artillery foundry, that's going to require some more iron. We've got a little bit iron production at least. We are also increasing that a bit further. Well, as soon as we get the artillery foundry, that's going to get increased. How are we doing on tools? We've got okay amount of tools. It's not too bad. It could be slightly better, but it'll do for now. Coal we definitely need. Iron we definitely need. We do need a bit more glass, but I suppose that's just gonna be... Oh, actually, the glass works over here. They're not hiring enough people. Mostly because the porcelain isn't really that high in demand. We don't have the lead to do any of that. So I'm a little bit annoyed by the fact that I've tried to get Medina and then Piedmont just takes it. I don't know if they took it peacefully or not, but yeah, they just took it. At least we got a border with them now. So actually, if I was to do a war, perhaps... Oh, but that means that we're not... Oh, brilliant. Actually, that is good. Because we don't then need to worry about the income quite as much. We don't need to pay Medina for war reparations. So that's, you know, at least a bit of a silver line in there. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.